Rockland developed rapidly because of shipbuilding and lime production. In 1854 alone, the city built 11 ships, 3 barks, 6 brigs, and 4 schooners. The city had 12 lime quarries and 125 lime kilns, with upwards of 300 vessels to transport lime and minerals to various ports in the country. Camden, Maine. Brief history. Joseph Dodifer and James Richards came to Camden to cut timber and fell in love with its natural beauty and the mountains and the sea. James Richard and his wife Betsy and their African cook sailed into Camden on May 8, 1769, to become its first settlers. Although only 3 miles long, Magundacook River was the lifeblood of Camden for many years. It had as many as 10 dams at one time. The need for this river has perhaps diminished over the years, but its history remains.
Had an encampment over here on the top of the hill over at Wayfarer, where they had a lookout over there, but they also had one up on the mountain. And when the British came down here, that's a whole story all by itself.
Yeah.
And so the British came ashore and they stove everything up, I guess, and so forth. They banged up and made things kind of miserable for the local people, a few that were here. And but then Rockland, by the same token, came along, and they had lime kilns down there, and they shipped lime down to South America and so forth. And it was a commercial harbor, whereas Camden has not ever really been terribly commercial. We've had a few lobster fishermen here. There's been a few down at Rockland. Well, Camden Harbor was commercial to the point that they used to have coal barges come in here. My grandfather used to have them come here to this dock, and there were 2 other locations here in town that also unloaded barges of coal. Big 190-foot barges. They were good sized barges, and they had a lot of coal in them, 2,500 tons, something like that. I recall, from my bringing up, it wasn't terribly much of fishing here. There was some, but it's been, matter of fact, I've got some pictures of P.G. Willey and Company, and it said yachts serviced with gasoline and oil and so forth. So I'm trying to remember when the yacht club was actually formed. I think it was around 1909. But Cyrus H.K. Curtis, who was the publisher of the Saturday Evening Post, had a summer home here, and he made sure that the yacht club was a part of the town of Camden. And that's how it got to be. The town of Camden owns the yacht club. Camden Shipbuilding and Marine Railway during World War II built barges, some of these big barges I was telling you about, and some tugboats, and also some ASC rescue boats over there. They had, I think, of 3 different types of boats that they built over there. Then that's a Knox engine right there, that green one on the floor. That was built over here on the public landing. That was the Camden Rockland Anchor Machine Company. Built thousands of those.
That's awesome.
So, as a result, Camden has been more of a private boat center for many years. In other words, Rockland, but you can only get so many boats in Camden Harbor, and so as a result, it's pretty well filled up. So It means that people who didn't want to pay a good price to get a good mooring in the harbor, have gone down to Rockland or Rockport, and found a place to tie their boats up. So forth. I would say that Camden has been a luxury or a private boat haven for most all these years. There were a lot of people around here who came here in the summer who had a lot of money and had boats, and so they hired people locally to take care of them, and normally they took them over to the shipyard and they were stored there in the winter. Until World War II, the activity in the town was commercial, not the harbor particularly, but there were mills. There was the Knox Mill and the Camden Mill and the Seabright Mill, all up on the river, and they were all water powered, and they made cloth and so forth, and most of them all did. And so as a result, up until World War II ended, they kept on going up until the middle of the 1940s. I date myself, but those mills were the backbone of the town, and the summer people who came, who had the boats down here in the harbor, were not a major part of the economy of the town.
Interesting. So, in contrast with Camden Harbor, how would you say Rockland was shaped? What were the driving forces that shaped Rockland?
Commercial, and they are now. Well, they're still commercial. They've got the ferry boats down there, and they've got a cement barge that goes to Boston and New York. A basic commercial part of Rockland. Rockland is a nicely protected harbor because of the big breakwater that's out there.
Right.
And so as a result, they've been talking. They're still talking about putting a breakwater out here on the ledges to try to, but a number of us who realize that we've got the Megunticook River flowing down through here, and it freezes over in the wintertime. So it could raise hell if you had a breakwater out there so that the fresh water wasn't getting out into the bay very much. A lot of it being held back with this breakwater, it could raise the devil of wharves and so forth and so on.
Right. It's interesting.
Camden's always been a form of commercial, even though it's had private boats here. Rockland is more commercial, and it's now they've got a lot of private boats down there now. A lot of people come down there because they've got a couple of big marinas and so forth, so they can handle a lot of boats. Camden is just about reached its maximum.